Now we've had a look at growing strawberries outside in the soil, raised beds, and that's okay if you've got land to grow your strawberries on. But if you haven't got land to grow your strawberries on, then let me show you one or two alternatives that you can try. And first of all, let's look at growing strawberries in hanging baskets. Remember, strawberries are not too fussy. They need soil, they need compost, they need water, they need nutrition. And really, they don't mind whether they're in the soil, in a hanging basket, in a pot or a container. So let's have a go at filling a hanging basket with strawberries. So here we are, we've got an ordinary hanging basket. You can choose the size that suits your space you've got and how much you want to spend on one. I have taken the trouble to remove the supporting chain because it always gets in the way. You fix this on when you finish to these little lugs that are positioned around the basket. You need a liner to fill up the edge of the basket there to stop the compost from falling out. Just position that so that the liner comes neatly up to the top of the basket. Overlap it, adjust it just so that it's to the right height all the way around, and then we're ready to fill the basket with compost. And that's straightforward. Just shovel with two hands compost into the basket, half fill it, fingers just press down to spread the compost and the liner to the edge of the basket. A little bit more, firm again. Then look at the strawberries that we're going to plant. And I've got some lovely strawberries here. It's one called Temptation, and as you can see there from the label, we're going to end up with some rather large strawberries, very delectable taste and a lovely colour. Take these plants out of the pot, position them around the edge of the basket, like this. Now these are still semi-dormant. They haven't come into full growth, so it's a good time to actually put them into a container. Then as the warmth of the spring comes in and the days lengthen, the roots will start to come out and take over inside here. Now if the roots are at all matted, then just tease them out a little bit so they can get easy rooting into the compost. And so just put your fingers in and ease these roots out a little bit. And that way they'll get out of that container and into the new compost very quickly. And then just position them so that the strawberry plant is just below the rim of the container. If they're a bit high, take a bit of compost out and just position them in the right position. That one's a little bit high, so take it out and just position nicely. Now I've put 3 strawberry plants in there. Remember, they're going to bush out and overflow the edge of the pot. These are not particularly trailing types, but they will spread out and flop over. And I'm tempted to put one in the middle, but I think it's going to be a bit too crowded, but 3 plants there is more than enough. Scoop some compost into the basket, trickle it around the plant, finger firming again, and this helps to fill the basket with plenty of nutritious compost, easy to root into. It's a multi-purpose compost. Most garden centres have plenty of this for sale, or nurseries, or wherever you buy your plant material from. Make sure that you've got compost on the edge of the pot where it butts up to the edge of the basket there. So feed some compost down in there. Press down the plant so that it's firmly anchored. Because when you water, if you haven't filled up all the cracks and crevices, the compost will slump and it won't look nearly such a good job. So a bit more compost on there. Firm in around the edge of the plants there. And make sure you don't plant strawberries too deep because they will rot off. And if they're too high out the ground, then the prop roots which develop will start to dry up and the old plant will collapse. It'll get dehydrated. So there we are, roots adequately covered. The crown of the plant is just about at the surface of the compost, like here, and that's ideal. And the job's not too bad. Tap the container, and so it looks nice and neat. Then that's ready just to be watered in there, and we'll do that shortly.